Welcome back to the Porsche Cup lap guide. This week we're at Silverstone International, which starts the short course portion of this season. And although this is a short track, I found it immensely challenging. And that's because this car is rear grip limited around here. This means, especially in the traction zones, it's really easy to slide the rear tires. And when you slide the tires, you not only lose speed on that exit, but you overheat the rear tires, which means you'll be more likely to slide for the rest of the lap and the rest of the stint. So, for this fast lap, I was really focused on listening to the rear tires and trying not to overheat them. So, let me walk you through this fast lap. Coming across the line to start our fast lap as we head into Abbey, which is a really fast right-left chicane. Now, there's a number of different lines you can take through Abbey, but what I found works for me is carrying a ton of speed through the initial right-hander, using all of the road on the left-hand side, which then compromises the left-hander though, but that's okay because we're immediately into a hairpin right-hander. I'm turning in and dabbing the brakes just at the 100 board in front of us. It's just a very slight dab of the brakes though, to help rotate the car in towards this apex. And as we get to the apex, I'm hard on the throttle, using all the road on the left-hand side, but as soon as that extended curbing on the left ends, I'm immediately turning towards the left and lifting off the throttle. As we come through this apex, we're getting hard back to the throttle, but not going all the way to the right-hand side and not going all the way back to 100% throttle. And that's because we're hustling the car back to the left to set up this hairpin right. Now in this braking zone, we have to remember that we don't have ABS, so we can't completely slam the brakes. We're only going to about 80% pressure, but as always, remembering to trail brake all the way into the apex. What's also really important is that we're braking in a straight line. If you have a slight amount of steering input in this car, it's so easy to lock up either the front or the rear brakes. So just before the start of this white curbing on the left is where I'm braking. Hard brake down to second gear, remembering to brake in a straight line, and beginning to turn in just as we get down to second gear. Trail braking all the way into the apex, and then getting hard on the throttle to help rotate the car. But as I said in the intro, our car is rear grip limited around here. So we really want to keep from sliding the rear tires. So we're hard on the gas in second gear, trying to get back to full throttle, but being conscious of the fact that we don't want to slide the rear tires. We're not going all the way to the left there because we have an immediate left-hand kink, upshifting into third gear, and just lifting off the throttle as we get to this apex, bringing the car towards the middle of the road, being really careful again not to slide the rear tires as we come over this crest, but hustling the car back to the left-hand side because we have an immediate right-hander that leads us onto the hanger straight. As we come over this crest, it's just a gentle dab of the brakes, leaving it in third gear, but we can see the roads falling away from us, so we don't have very much grip at the apex. So that means we're going to be turning in really early to this corner. Trail braking all the way into the apex, but this leads onto a long straight. We want to get great traction coming out of this corner, so we're hard on the throttle through the apex, but the road's still falling away from us, so we don't have that much rear end grip. So we're trying to get back to full throttle, and as soon as I ask the car for full throttle, it says no and gives me a kick of oversteer. But we correct it, peel off the throttle a little bit, back hard on full throttle, third gear, fourth gear, losing a little bit of time on that exit, but we are still purple through the first two sectors. This is going to be a good lap. Heading into Stowe Corner, which is a really fast right-hander. We're initially braking very hard, but we're also carrying a ton of trail brake through this right-hander to try to rotate the car as much as we can on the brakes. We're braking just after this dark patch of green grass in front of us. A hard initial brake, and then lifting off and carrying a lot of trail brake all the way through the apex. You can see the rear tires saying no and beginning to slide there. That's 2 slides this lap. The rear tires are definitely getting overheated here. We are hard on the throttle at the apex though. Third gear, fourth gear. Don't have to worry about traction on this corner. Coming into a left-right chicane. It's another hard application of the brakes, and I'm trying to carry a lot of speed into the first apex. And again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but we're trail braking all the way into the apex. We're going to be braking right at this yellow patch of grass in front of us, and I'm leaving it in fourth gear to help the car decelerate. Again, it's a hard application of the brakes. You can see that there. Just getting a little tiny lockup as we come over this crest, but it's okay. I'm not asking too much for the rear brakes. Trail braking all the way into the apex. Getting hard on the throttle, but then immediately peeling off because we have this immediate right-hander. Trying to get on the throttle as hard as we can. A little bit of understeer. Second gear, third gear. trying to keep the car wide, but we're really worried about traction because we've slid coming onto the hangar straight, a slight slide going through Stowe, and then another little lockup coming into the braking zone for this previous corner. That means our rear tires are hot. We're asking a lot from them, from this traction zone in the right-hander. I know we're going to get a little bit of oversteer on the exit, so I'm peeling off a bit early, trying to save those rear tires, fighting it the whole way through, but coming across the line to set a 103.8. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is going to be a fun track to race at. Hopefully you guys can survive the first couple laps and have some good racing here. I really appreciate all the support. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.